All right, we're going to read Hound Dog True, starting at chapter 8. Dun, da, da, da. Remember, these chapters are super tiny, so we're going to get through like 4 chapters today just because they're so short. All day, Maddie follows Uncle Potluck close, watching, making notes for posterity, people best she can. A few times she has to set her notebook aside, like for helping with the playhouse in the kindergarten and the sink cleaning in the girls' restroom. It is hard riding neat with rubber gloves on. She stays close after work too. Stays close, finding radio stations in the pickup truck and plucking green beans and hunting softball sized pumpkins in the tangled patch. So close, Uncle Potluck turns and bumps her smack into the stone rabbit, toppling both of them to the dirt. Maddie May, Uncle Potluck says, pulling her back up to standing. I believe you have earned yourself a rest. That's an adult's way of saying, you're bothering me. Can you go take a little break? I'm not tired, Maddie says. I'm not too tired, anyways. Uncle Potluck sets the stone rabbit to rights, tugs his hat down low. What I'm about to do, I must do alone, he says. Maddie blushes, thinking maybe he means the bathroom. But turns out Uncle Potluck has a report to fill out for Principal Bonnet. As I am sure you are aware, great writing is a solitary pursuit, meaning you do it on your own. Maddie nods. She is aware. And she has writing to do too. Custodial notes she could not write down earlier. Okay, she says. Maddie nabs her notebook from its safe spot under the pillow and carries it out to the rise to Uncle Potluck's rock. She can see Miss Sweet's house from there. Its doors all shut and shades pulled down. The yard is quiet. Maddie lays herself flat on the rock, lays the notebook flat too. Custodial wisdom, day 2. 15 times 30. They had been in the cafeteria today. You had to go through the cafeteria to get to the big garbage bins outside. But Uncle Podluck had 2 trash cans for emptying. Maddie had tried helping, tried grabbing a handle and rolling the trash can herself. Uncle Podluck had said no, said the cans were too heavy, and should Maddie try rolling one, she might lose a hold and get squashed, and then none of her school clothes would fit right. Instead, Maddie followed, looking ahead for obstacles she might move for Uncle Potluck's path. There are things you need to know about the Mitchell P. Anderson Elementary cafeteria, Uncle Potluck had said. He was right. There were things Maddie needed to know. Tuesdays are pizza days, he said. That's a single compost bucket day. The groundmans of Mitchell P. Anderson favor pizza, and it is a rare lunch tray that has a crust left for disposal. Spaghetti and meatballs, that's the same. 1 bucket. Tacos and submarine sandwiches, all fine. Uncle Potluck adjusted his grip on the can, then kept rolling. Third Thursday of the month. From the that's Punxsutawney filet, turkey drummage. Chef DeSmarts calls it, but I have seen him out back many of Wednesday evenings, armed with a gopher and a 2x4. We need 2, maybe 3 buckets on filet day. So he's saying that the kids are eating gopher. Who knows? It's really gopher. But on that day, so many kids throw away their food, they need more buckets for composting. On pizza day, no one throws away their food, so they don't really need composting buckets. Maybe we could bring a bag of lunch that day too, Maddie said. Uncle Potluck winked. Wise choice. Now could you get the door for me? Maddie scooted around him to open the cafeteria door. It was huge. The cafeteria was, with yellow tables jacked knifed in half and pushed against the wall. 15 yellow tables, maybe 30 seats at each. It's 450, Maddie writes in her notebook. 450 seats. Seems like that would be enough so everybody has a place, but Maddie knows different. Knows there can be 1,000 seats and you still might not find a place you belong. Moving on to chapter 9. Oh, Grease, Star would say. It wasn't bullying, not like the bullying on the videos they showed us at every school Maddie ever went to. Not something she could tell a teacher or the principal or even Mama. How could any of them understand? It's just one word. One magic word. Oh, agree, Star would say, and Maddie would move. Even if she had been sitting with someone nice, Maddie would pick up up her lunch and move to another table, or leave the swings to sit by the kindergarten sandbox. Move to another spot, a spot that was not the one Star wanted. One little word. I said hello. Maddie jumps. That Quincy Sweet is standing there by Uncle Potluck's rocks, staring at her. Staring, Maddie is certain. Even though she isn't looking at Quincy's face. Even though she is only looking at the toolbox, Quincy Sweet bounces against her thigh. Hello, Maddie says. It comes out cracky, like her voice forgot how words get made. I tried to be noisy and coming up so I wouldn't freak you out, Quincy said. Quincy's voice is not croaky. It is flat and bored sounding, like she has said these words a million times before, even though she hasn't. Maddie rolls off the rug, puts her notebook to her lap. It's okay, she thinks to say, but Quincy is talking again before Maddie's words comes out. What are you writing? Custodial wisdom, Maddie thinks. Nothing, she thinks. I can't say that. And takes too long and go away thoughts shuffle like playing cards. Before Maddie can pick one, Quincy is talking again. Don't you know? Maddie shrugs. She knows. Of course she knows. It's just writing blocks, right? Or writer's block, right? I heard about that. That's what's good about drawing. You don't get drawer's block. Quincy sets her toolbar on Uncle Potluck's rock, spreads her brown paper across it too. I draw still life. Everything you need to know is right there. A stack of carrots stud on the rock. Potluck said I could draw these if you and I peeled them later. Maddie kneels tall on the grass. She can see the edge of the paper is just beyond the stack of carrots. Crystal doesn't have any drawing paper, Quincy says. Maddie isn't looking, but she swears she hears Quincy rolling her eyes. I mean, of course, I brought supplies, but I forgot my sketchbook. What kind of person doesn't even have paper? Maddie doesn't know. She also does not know what kind of person calls their aunt by their first name only. Quincy flips the latch on her toolbox, lifts the top. Instead of branches and hammers, there are pencils and paints and art things inside. She cut up these grocery bags for me to draw on. Quincy pushes her fingers around the toolbox and pulls out something that looks like chalk. They're okay. I can use white on them, which you can't do on regular paper. Besides, I'll only be here a couple of days. I'm going home after my brother's operation is done. He's not going to die, you know. I know, Maddie says. She doesn't know any such thing, really. But something about the way Quincy talks makes Maddie feel like she ought to know. It's just a regular operation for a hernia. Maddie feels herself blush. She's not sure what a hernia is, but it seems like if you had one, you wouldn't want people knowing about it, like warts or a bad report card. A hernia is something that you get from like picking things up too hard. Like little kids get them because they try to lift things that are really heavy, and then it's like basically like a knot in your muscles. Evan? Yeah, so sometimes you need hernia to repair them. Sometimes pregnant women get hernias from, like, you know, carrying the baby and stuff because it's really heavy. So there's different reasons to get hernias, but it's not anything that would probably kill you, and it's just like an annoying thing. Maddie waits for Quincy to say more, but Quincy doesn't. The carrot stack blocks Maddie's view of Quincy's drawing, but she hears the rough of her chalk on the store bags. Here's Uncle Potluck inside clanging kitchen pots too. Here's a talk show lady on Miss Sweet's TV telling people to live their dreams and giving them a free electric ice cream maker to take home. A truck rumbles on the dirt road out front. Birds tease in the trees. Quincy keeps on silently drawing. What's Maddie supposed to do now? It doesn't seem right to leave. Not with Quincy saying what she just did about her brother. Maddie could pretend she has to go to the bathroom, but she'd have to come back after, and then maybe Quincy to be done drawing carrots and start asking more questions. Better to save the bathroom for when she really needs it. If she lays her notebook on the rock, probably Quincy won't see Maddie's writing over the carrot stack, just like she can't see Quincy's drawing. Maddie pushes her thoughts back to custodial wisdom. The trash company comes on Tuesdays and Fridays. She remembers the man with the arm tattoos who Uncle Potluck introduced as Chuck Catalino, king of garbage, and how Chuck Catalino had said if he ever found a queen of garbage, he would be content. Was that custodial wisdom? Maddie writes it down just in case. Sticks to just imagining what sort of crown a king of garbage would wear and what their place might be. Pictures of royal garbage wedding too. Pictures it so hard she can almost smell the garbage truck. See a just married sign hanging off the back. Pictures a garbage reception dancing wedding guests in tattered dresses, and one of them dabbing a tissue to their eyes, saying it just proves that there's someone out there for everyone. Girls, Uncle Potluck stands on the porch banging a pot lid with a spoon. Time to carry in the carrots, please. Maddie looks up, surprised, almost to find she's not a garbage wedding. Surprised almost to find herself at the rock, and Quincy Sweet there looking up too. The apple tree shadow is long on the grass, and Mama's car's in the driveway. When did Mama get home? Quincy Sweet blinks. She is smiling a straight cross smile. Maddie thinks Quincy will talk now, but she doesn't. Doesn't ask questions either, just closes her toolbox. Maddie closes her notebook too. Grabs the carrots by their tops. The quiet keeps on. Feels like it would break something to talk now, Maddie thinks. Wonder if Quincy thinks so too. Down they go. Down the rise towards the house together, carrying carrots. Chapter 10. Want to say why not, Mom? Ask. My stomach hurts, Maddie says. It is not a lie. Her stomach does hurt. Has hurt ever since Mama said again maybe Quincy could come for a sleepover. Maddie put down her fork, ducks her chin, feels Mama watching her. It is a new thing, this watching. New since they've been at Uncle Potluck's. Mama watching like she's trying to read Maddie's thoughts. If Mama knew Maddie's scaredy cat thoughts, she'd be disappointed, probably. So Maddie thinks instead about janitorial safety, about cleaning solutions, and how putting two different kinds together can seem like you make one super cleaning kind, but really it can make poison. How it could be cleaning and thinking you're making everything better, and then just by breathing, you'd be dead. Maddie keeps thinking this, hoping Mama will move to some other topic, but her eyes stay on Maddie. It's Uncle Potluck who shifts Mama's look, asking how her new job is going. It's good, Mama says, finally. I feel comfortable right away. I felt comfortable right away. It helps to have worked at a hospital before. Not like my first job at St. Andrews. Did I ever tell you about that, Potluck? Maddie has not heard about it either. It was when I was pregnant, right after I moved out, just before you came back from the army. Anyways, it was my first real job, and I was worried I'd make a mistake and mess things up. The whole first day, I said about 3 words. I was so scared. Mama, scared? Maddie can't even picture it. Imagine a room full of doctors and nurses and ringing telephones. But as soon as Mama drops into the scenes, she's charging through it, answering phones, fixing patients, doctors and nurses rushing around, begging Mama for help. That night, I watched that old TV show, ER. Everyone on the show was so strong and smart. The next day, I played pretend, like we used to do when we were little, Potluck. I pretended I was one of those ER characters. Mama laughed at herself, then takes a swig of iced tea. Maddie stays quiet, wanting Mama to tell on. I stood straight and talked tough and wrinkled my forehead to show I was thinking about things. And you know what? After about a week of pretending, people were thinking I was strong and smart. You were, Maddie says. But right then, Mama pops out of her seat and clatters the dishes over to the sink. Maddie's not sure she has hurt. Mama hops to the telephone when it rings too. Uncle Potluck is closer. Answer saying, "Hello, Crystal," and we are just finished. And now we're just talking about that, which Maddie knows is him getting ready to tell Miss Sweet that Quincy can't do a sleepover because of his niece who's pretending to have a stomachache. The drawing time with Quincy had been fine, but as soon as they got to the kitchen, Quincy had started and peeling 10 times as many carrots as Maddie could, telling Uncle Potluck about the 4th of July, telling him how her daddy Dewey Sweets of Sweets Trucking stayed late at the baseball game and needed a designated driver, and how when he got home, her mother, who Quincy called Nicolette instead of Mom or Mama or Ma or something, how Nicolette made Dewey sleep outside in his canoe with only a plastic tarp for a blanket. Didn't sound upset about it either. Quincy had a way of talking flat and dull, like stones dropping plunk, plunk in a puddle. Matter of fact, Mama called it. Maddie had looked it up soon as Quincy left. Matter of fact, relating to or adhering to facts. Literal, straightforward, or unemotional. What would it be like to be that way? To tell a story, plunk, 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 not caring what people think. Just like Mama pretending to be an ER person. Maddie tries on being matter of fact, sits tall in her chair, puts that plunk in her voice. She can come. Maddie hears herself say, "What's that?" Uncle Potluck looks at Maddie. He heard too for a sleepover. Mom says, grinning. Maddie said, "Quincy can come for a sleepover tonight." Uncle Potluck's eyebrows Sunday. You sure to Maddie, but Mama is already saying, good girl, and it's too late to say she is not. Chapter 11. Uncle Potluck goes outside to gather the last of the tomatoes from the garden. Maddie should help. She should. But instead, she sneaks to her room. If she puts on her pajamas now before Quincy gets here, she can change in private. Won't have to worry if she ought to be wearing a bra already, or if her underwear looks too baby, or if there's something else she doesn't even know to worry about yet. She buttons her pajamas. Eeny, meeny, miny, poor Mo. Outside, she can hear Miss Sweet laugh crackling like glass. Uncle Tommy's motorcycle roaring up the gravel driveway. It is dark enough outside for the trees to turn shadow, for the moon to hang small and cautious above them. Hello, moon, Maddie says, listens for a reply. Nothing. Probably she needs to be outside. She would be too, if it wasn't for that Quincy Sweet. Be out at the rock ledge with Uncle Potluck listening for Miss Moon. Instead, Maddie will be inside listening for Quincy's plunking out stuff that should be private, expecting probably that Maddie will do the same. A door bangs shut over at Miss Sweet's. Maddie tiptoes into the hall. It is dark enough that she can stay there just outside the kitchen and not be seen. Soon, too soon, she hears Quincy Sweet's bunking outside and the goodbye blast of Miss Sweet's car horn. Uncle Potluck opens the door then and Mama comes in. Quincy following, Uncle Tommy following behind that, visiting, like he sometimes does, straight from work and still in his firefighter's uniform, asking if there's anything left from supper. Maddie stacks one bare foot on top of the other, crosses her arms around her. She shouldn't have changed. Pajamas aren't much different from naked. Everybody else is in regular clothes. She should change back, she thinks. But when she moves, Quincy spots her. Hello, Maddie, Quincy plunks. Mama waves her into the kitchen. Everyone is waiting. Maddie does not need to see their faces to know they are watching. How far does she need to walk into the kitchen for them to stop? 1 step, 2 steps. Maybe she can go where Uncle Potluck is sitting, hide her pajama self behind his chair. Maddie breathes deep. Nobody's really looking at her anyways. Isn't that what Mama says? People are too busy thinking about themselves to notice much about a 10-year-old girl. 1 step, 2, quick, all the way to Uncle Potluck's chair. Hello, Quincy, man. He says, Mama's right. People have their own things to worry about it. Nobody even notices her pajamas. You missed a button, says Quincy. So she's thinking nobody's noticing her pajamas, and right away Quincy's like, oh, missed a button. But really, she didn't miss a button. She just doesn't have that button. Remember, Mo? The button Mo is gone. Chapter 12, our last chapter of the day. Before she left for the hospital shift, Quincy Sweet thanked Uncle Potluck for watching Quincy, but he's not watching Quincy. He and Mom and Uncle Tommy are playing cards in the kitchen, and Quincy is in the living room watching Maddie, staring at Maddie, feels like. She has her own pajamas now. Quincy does, but they are not regular pajamas, not baby pajamas with matching top and bottoms and mouth-shaped buttons. Quincy Sweets is wearing a t-shirt, big, with Sweets Trucking printed on it, and a pair of bike shorts. She has long teenager-looking legs, which even though she has her own sleeping bag that she could be sitting on, she is stretched out long on Maddie's sleeping bag. Maddie is folded up at the pillow end, her legs hugged up to her chest. She can feel her pajama bottoms pressing against her thigh. Eeny, meeny, miny, poor Mo. Who is Mo? Asked Quincy. Maddie blinks. What? You said poor Mo. Who is Mo? She said poor Mo out loud. Matter of fact, Maddie reminds herself, unemotional. Mo is nobody. She plucks or tries to. She does not sound I don't care like Quincy Sweet. She sounds like a little kid playing robot. Maddie tries again. Nothing. I mean, a button. The missing button from my pajamas. Maddie pokes her pinky through Mo's missing hole. I saw that, says Quincy. Maddie waits for Quincy to say something else. Quincy doesn't say anything else, just waits and waits. Maddie is supposed to say something. I named each one of the buttons. She says, stupid, baby. When I was little, that is, a long time ago. Quincy is still waiting. Eeny, meeny, miny, and Mo. Maddie says, except Mo fell off. That does not sound unemotional. I don't care, though, she says. Sorry. If you don't care, how come you said poor Mo, says Quincy. How come? Habit. So you say it all the time? Maddie looks at the kitchen, sending silent messages to Uncle Potluck. Ask us if we want popcorn, she thinks. Tell us to come play cards. Say the house is on fire and we need to evacuate. Uncle Tommy slams his cards to the table. You're in deep now, he tells Uncle Potluck. I don't say it all the time, Maddie says. Habits are things you do all the time, Quincy says. Like my dad smokes all the time, even in the bathroom, and my mom makes the sign of the cross every time an ambulance go by. She doesn't believe in God anymore, but she crosses anyways. It's a habit from when she went to Catholic school. Maddie nods. She has done it again. That Quincy sweet. Secrets about bathroom smoking and God all plucked out matter of fact. Maddie tries again to match her voice to Quincy's. I used to say it all the time. I mean, why? Because Maddie thinks about Mo, where he is and why he is there, but Quincy is staring. It's dumb, says Maddie. It's just a thing to say. Like when people say darn or that stinks, I say poor Mo. Poor Mo, I stubbed my toe, or poor Mo, I wish didn't have school today, like that. Yeah? Quincy squints at Maddie, tilts her head. Maddie swallows. Yeah. There's a clock in the living room. It's behind Maddie, and she can't see it, but she hears it now. Loud as gunshots. Tack, 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 tack. Finally, Quincy speaks. How old are you? All right, Kylan, I know you just got on, but we have just finished, so the actual recording of all the chapters will be posted soon. Please check your email, ma'am. You should have an email for me about NWEA. I will